Hi guys, welcome to the Thinking Crypto channel. We have over 40,000 subscribers. We cover the crypto news and we interview many of the folks who are building and investing in the crypto asset class. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button. Guys, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse put out a statement today in the form of a video on their YouTube channel titled Brad Garlinghouse's Remarks at Ripple's Q1 2020 virtual all hands meeting. So this was recorded in May, and he touches on some specific topics. And it's great to hear from someone like him being in the industry, building. Obviously, Ripple has the number 3 crypto in the market of XRP, right? So I want to play a few clips for you guys so you can hear some of the items, but I recommend you watch the video in its entirety for yourself. So some of the call outs, guys, he talks about how crypto is going to be positioned as a safe haven asset class, where it's going to be like digital gold. So let me play that clip for you. It's at the 4:45 mark here, and I want you guys to hear that from him.
That where crypto as digital gold is kind of gaining momentum. It's also important to remember that Bitcoin was born in the wake of that global financial crisis of 2008, 2009. Gold has been a safe haven asset in lots of ways. It did drop during the beginning of the 2008 liquidity crisis, but then you saw it make a big run. And I think we're going to see a similar trajectory and similar opportunity around the crypto market overall. I think you're going to see kind of a basket of cryptos, which I also think creates a de-risk situation. On the next slide, this is kind of already starting to play out. The S&P 500 year to date is down about 10%. Gold is up about 12%. The total crypto market is up more than 25%. You're seeing Bitcoin has led that rally, but I also think you're going to continue to see dynamics which are good for, that's, you've heard me say before, if it's good for crypto, it's good for Ripple.
So touches on a few things there. Once again, crypto being more of the safe haven asset class, right, similar to gold, and that it will have a growth just like gold did coming out of the 2008 recession. And I think we all recognize that. We are seeing more institutions are putting their money into crypto. Yesterday, we talked about Fidelity's survey where they highlighted, institutional investors in the U.S. as well as Europe. The number has grown year over year. So he also highlighted here COVID, the virus situation, is going to drive more adoption of digital payments. Obviously, central banks are trying to launch their CBDCs, and he's saying the entire crypto market should do well. Obviously, Bitcoin, a big part of that. He highlighted Bitcoin as one of those things that came out of the 2008 financial crisis. So interesting information here, and I want to jump ahead to the 5:45 mark, which is actually where I'm at. So let me
on the next slide here, we are going to continue to focus on how do we use XRP as a really effective tool for payments. In this slide, we're comparing XRP's performance, scalability, and energy consumption to Bitcoin. And one of the things I think we will hear more about in 2020 is the sustainability. XRP really has been the greenest of digital assets. It's just shocking to me that we haven't heard more attention around the impact of the energy consumption of Bitcoin and Ether. There's some news earlier this year talking about one Bitcoin transaction is the equivalent of almost 1 month's energy consumption of a U.S. household. By comparison, the energy consumption used for XRP transactions is negligible. We clearly are seeing the lockdown, the kind of shelter-in-place dynamics have a big impact on cash-first remittance companies.
So a couple things, guys. He's talking about they're going to continue to push the adoption and use cases of XRP. I still don't like the comparisons they make with Bitcoin because, yes, we all know Bitcoin takes a lot of energy to mine. That's no secret. However, Bitcoin's pros vastly outweigh its cons. If you're only focused on the electricity, then you're missing the whole point of Bitcoin, right? So that's the only thing I have a disagreement there with Brad. Now, it is in his interest and the company of Ripple to get more people to invest in XRP versus Bitcoin. So I kind of get it from his perspective as well. But for me, as a neutral party, I'm not a maximalist for XRP or Bitcoin. I'm looking at, hey, Bitcoin has a big use case, digital gold. And he has mentioned himself that he's long on Bitcoin. That doesn't mean that you can't hold XRP, right? They serve different use cases, but I think they're beating a dead horse here with this environmental thing. I'm concerned about the environment, but big money is doubling down. They're not listening to him, obviously. We're seeing the world's largest Bitcoin mining farm is being set up in Texas. Peter Thiel's Layer 1 is also building in Texas. So follow the money, right? But nevertheless, Bitcoin has its use case, XRP has its use case, and I believe XRP's use case is bigger, but Brad and the team has to work harder to get more adoption, and of course, I believe regulatory clarity is one of the hurdles that are holding things back. That's my take. I would love to interview Brad and talk about it, but we have to wait and see if they actually respond to me on that. He goes further in the video. He talks about like Ripple ODL and the plan to work with correspondent banks to get them to leverage Ripple ODL, talking about, other customers who have said ODL is the lifeline of their business and all that. So we're at this point, we need the Ripple team to continue to work, and I know it's not going to happen overnight, and I'm still holding XRP in my portfolio. I still believe in the project and what Ripple's doing. It's just going to take time. I absolutely believe, and I believe regulatory clarity is one of the things we're waiting on. But good to hear from Brad and get his thoughts on the crypto asset class as a whole, and he expects growth. He expects it to be that safe haven asset class similar to gold. So I like that. So moving ahead here, guys, we got some big news. Bakkt, which is, of course, the giant powerhouse powered by the parent company at New York Stock Exchange, has partnered with Grayscale, Mike Novogratz, not Grayscale, Galaxy Digital, Galaxy Digital, of course, run by Mike Novogratz, crypto hedge fund. They invest in cryptocurrencies, and Mike is very bullish on Bitcoin. He's always on CNBC and, of course, on Twitter. I'm trying to get an interview with him. He's a very busy guy, but interesting partnerships here. And I always tell you guys, watch these activities, right? The partnerships, the acquisitions, the mergers, the expansion of services. And Bakkt said the following: our partnership with Galaxy Digital makes it easier for asset managers to invest in Bitcoin following a spike in demand seen over the last quarter. And, here the title is they're going to provide a white glove Bitcoin service. So white glove, that's what a lot of the institutional investors, the wealthy, the rich folks want, right? That white glove service. And great to see that they're going to be setting this up, and let's see what comes out of it. But we are seeing the demand growing. Yesterday we talked once again about the Fidelity survey, and now we got this partnership. So let's see what comes out of it. Really big news. Now, crypto uncle. We have crypto dad, Chris Giancarlo, crypto mom, Hester Pierce, and now Brian Brooks here. This guy just left Coinbase to go work with the U.S. Treasury with Steve Mnuchin, and I think that was a big move, right? We're probably going to see the digital dollar as a result. He's probably there to provide consultation and guide Mnuchin and the team on how to set this up. And we know Mnuchin has been talking about crypto regulation, so maybe he'll weigh in on that as well. So inherently borderless, acting OCC chief talks crypto, state license, and DeFi. So it's great to have someone situated in government, another person who's has an understanding of crypto and the asset class. So if Christopher Giancarlo was crypto dad and Hester Pierce is crypto mom, will the U.S.'s new top bank regulator become crypto uncle? So he's there making his proposals, advising Mnuchin and all those guys. Let's see what comes out of it. The good thing is that he's been at Coinbase, so he gets it, and hopefully we get crypto-friendly regulations that help the market to grow, and I'm assuming that he's going to be there primarily for that digital dollar, guys, which is going to be coming. So the future is very bright for this market. We just got to be patient. This is a big screw up here. Some whale just sent $130 million $130 in cryptocurrency with a $2.6 million transaction fee. Oops. Apparently, there's some additional insight into this. Bithumb shares insight on what happened. So, according to Bithumb, the Ether that paid a $2.5 million transaction fee ended up in its coffers. There's some speculation here. This could be money laundering. I don't know what's going on, but it was 0.55 Ethereum that incurred a $2.6 million transaction fee. This is pretty crazy. Earlier today, someone paid 10,688.73 ethers in gas to move $134 worth of the asset from one wallet to another. For comparison, today's average gas price is 34 cents. The most natural assumption is the sender must have made a mistake. Though the sender has not come forward, Sparkpool, the miner that mined the transactions block, has frozen it until they can figure out what happened. Interesting. If it was indeed a mistake, what a big mistake to have here. Wow. So I need to research this a bit more, but it's interesting that happened, and these things continue to happen. So guys, what do you think about this news and Brad Garlinghouse and his thoughts around the crypto market? I certainly I'm in agreement with crypto being a hedge against the global economic situation we find ourselves in, and the new asset class that's on the rise, and has similar attributes to gold and store of values and so forth. Obviously, Bitcoin leads that that use case, but want to get your thoughts. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you all later.